When was the last time you heard crickets in this country in winter, Crills?
Is that crickets, Vince? I thought it sounded like a squeaky bicycle chain.
No, it's definitely crickets.
Maybe it's to do with climate change.
For the sake of the Lord, sure, it's colder and wetter this past few years than ever before, Morris. If it was warmer, your theory might hold some water.
Unless there's a cricket farm around here somewhere.
A cricket farm? Why in the name of Christ and all his saints would anyone breed crickets?
Praying mantis eat crickets I once saw on the Discovery Channel.
And you think there's enough people keeping pet praying mantis to warrant cricket farms?
When you put it like that.
I'll tell you something for nothing, Crills. It's a hooer getting off this fecking bleach.
I managed almost 3 days there. Was trying to stick to the LCL, HSL, and Mad Dog, but I just wasn't getting the same buzz. I was in agony this morning. Next thing I know it, I'm waking up out the back of O'Reilly's with an empty tin of carpet cleaner in me hand.
Thought you negotiated a self-exclusion order with O'Reilly's.
Well, that's just it. I even went to the Garda station and took out a barring order against me being within 50 meters of place. I mean, what lengths do you have to go to stay straight?
Fuck me, Crills, but even someone as fuck-witted as you is not going to dob themselves into the guards. You must have got some whippersnapper to buy the carpet cleaner, I am surmising.
Must have.
I myself am downing twice the usual amount of Concord, if only to demobilize me legs so as to prevent me getting to the hardware store.
Discovering that we'll probably be dead by Christmas hasn't helped.
Adding the element of death to all these end-of-season sales certainly makes FO a crisis of conscience, all right. Last week I must have caned 5 liters of tomato feed and the same amount of Roundup. Mix the two together and you can literally feel your nails and hair growing. Picture a scene from The American Werewolf in London.
That'll be the nitrogen.
On the upside, me teeth have never felt cleaner. And me gum disease has receded to 9-year-old schoolboy levels thanks to the Roundup. On the downside, I am pissing blood.
And I thought it was just me. How's your back passage?
Having not eaten in 2 weeks with the Grim Reaper hanging about outside the shelter, I couldn't tell you.
My bum's been killing me since prison. Things you do when you're desperate and whatnot.
Still, another stretch in the clink might get us off the bleach and weed killer though.
The cells are nice and warm, I must admit, and the grub's not bad either.
No, I don't want to spend my last weeks on this planet in Mount Joy. I am sentimental at heart too, and despite the hardship Christmas often brings, it has long been my favorite time of year. And this might well be our last one after all.
Why don't we go up the hospital, Vince, and ask them to scratch our names down on a kidney list?
I wish it were that simple.
They say you can get by on 1 kidney. And sure, most people have 2. As we're not quite hooked on alcohol again, maybe we could trade some beers for a kidney, with one of the nutcases in the shelter.
I never heard you down as a fantasist before, Morris. A visionary, perhaps. Maybe even an idealist. Thing is, you can't just swap organs like a child with marbles, or football stickers.
Well, that's the thing also, Vince. There's a new chap in the shelter who the lads call the surgeon. Maybe he could put a word in for us.
The surgeon's most likely a nickname.
But the guy said he worked up in a hospital in the Big Smoke before the drink got the better of him.
Don't want to come the doubting Thomas all the time, but it's amazing the amount of former success stories in our shelter that worked in some conveniently difficult to corroborate place.
But Red-Nose Ray and Pat the Pint said they remember seeing this boy on telly way back.
Still, even if this individual was a surgeon, you don't think for 1 second he'd be up for a bit of casual stroke major organ surgery.
They say he's got a weakness for the cognac.
The more I hear about this punter, the more he sounds like a right uppity shit. Sure, you could keep yourself in weed killer or tins for a week, for the price of a bottle of cognac.
Not Aldi's cognac, Vince. German cognac is $2.50 for a litre in there.
German cognac. Fuck me, where's Mike Murphy?
Food for thought, no, Vince.
Food for thought, perhaps. Speaking of food, what are we drinking tonight, Crills?
I've never been so skinned.
Me neither.
Apart from an old watch I found on Jocelyn Street earlier, me pockets are empty.
Is that watch digital or wind up?
Digital, I think.
Is it fuck? Sure, I can hear the fucker ticking from here. Wished for a minute. Fuck me, I wasn't hearing crickets at all.
You and your crickets, Vince.
Me and me fecking crickets.